is a fabulous Friday. I hope you've had fun with flags this week. I never get tired of looking at the different flags of the countries of the world. Let's go ahead and focus on the flag of the United States of America as we say our pledges. So stand, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Oklahoma state flag. Salute and pledge. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. So my hope is that seeing the many different flags of the countries of the world has increased your awareness that the United States is just one of 200 countries. There's so much to explore and learn about all of these places. Let's review one more time the continents of the world, remembering that there are 7 continents. We'll start over here with North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and down here, Antarctica. Those are our 7 continents of the world. We have explored North America, South America, Asia, Australia, and we took a look at Africa yesterday. Today, we're going to focus on the continent of Europe. So let's take a look at that map of this is just the continent of Europe. And boy, there are a lot of divisions, lots of different colors of small areas. Now this large area up here is Russia, and it covers almost 40% of all of Europe. So it covers a lot of land, a lot of area. And then there's about 50 smaller countries. These countries in Europe are popular vacation destinations. People love to travel to Europe. Maybe even some of you have traveled to these places. In fact, I know that some of you have. Let's look at some of the landmarks that are found in the countries in Europe. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is found in Italy. It took almost 2 centuries to build this tower. It was quite an engineering feat, much like the pyramids of ancient Egypt were engineering feats. The windmills of Kinderjik. These are 19 national monuments that were built to manage the water levels. So there's 19 of these windmills in a row, and these are found in the Netherlands. In Paris, France, I bet we all recognize the Eiffel Tower. Every evening it lights up for 5 minutes at the beginning of every hour. Sparkles and shines through the night. This is St. Basil's Cathedral, found in Moscow, Russia. It is a beautiful, colorful cathedral, and it's a symbol of the country. And that again is in Moscow, Russia. Big Ben, found in London, England. Big Ben actually refers to the bell that's found inside the clock tower. The Colosseum in Rome, Italy. This is an oval amphitheater that could seat up to 50,000 people. Amazing that this was built when it was. The Parthenon. It's the most important surviving building of ancient Greece. And you'll study all about it next year as you study ancient Greece in Primary 3. Stonehenge, found in England, It's a huge man-made circle of standing stones, and they must have stood for something very important. We're not even sure what it was. They were used in ceremonies, maybe used as a cemetery, but they were built over 4,000 years ago. And Bran Castle in Transylvania, Romania. This is also known as Dracula's Castle. Let's take a look at some of the languages found in Europe. There's more than 200 languages spoken in Europe. And I am not going to try to pronounce all of these. I'm just going to let you take a quick flash at each card. This is in Germany, the hello and goodbye in Germany, the hello and goodbye in Sweden. Notice the flag too. Not only the way of saying hello, but the flag of those countries. In France, bonjour for hello. And here we are in the Czech Republic. Same colors as the American flag, red, white, and blue. And this is in Poland. That's a pretty simple flag to draw, as is the flag of Hungary, red, white, and green. This is in Finland. This is in the beautiful country of the Netherlands. Red, white, and blue flag. In Romania, where we just saw Dracula's castle. And in Russia, where we saw St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. In Greece. And finally, in Italy. Ciao can be used for hello and goodbye, or arrivederci means goodbye in Italy. So lots of different languages spoken in those European countries. We have only one continent left to explore, and that's the continent of Antarctica. And it will not take long to explore those countries because there's not any countries in Antarctica. And we'll talk more about that on Monday. Go ahead and take out your whiteboard, and I'm going to have you write down 4 words. So get out your whiteboard or paper. First thing I want you to do is divide your paper into 4 sections. A line down the middle, vertically, a line across horizontally. And then you're going to write the word noun, verb, adj for adjective, and adv for adverb. We're going to look at parts of speech for a few moments. So I'm going to give you a minute to write those things down. So let's review. A noun names a person, place, or thing. Remember that a verb shows the action in a sentence. An adjective describes a person, place, or thing. It describes a noun. An adverb adds meaning to a verb or describes a verb, tells how, when, or where. And an adverb often ends in the letters ly. An adjective answers the question, which one, what kind, or how many. And hopefully you've had a chance to be listening to some of the Shirley jingles that help you remember all of these parts of speech and how to identify them. Let's practice a little bit. In the sentence, the brown dog barked loudly. Listen to the sentence. The brown dog barked loudly. Which word, or I'll ask it this way. In the sentence, the brown dog barked loudly, the word dog is what part of speech? Noun, verb, adjective, or adverb. Dog is a thing. I'm going to put the word dog under the heading noun, and I'd like for you to do the same. What about the word brown? The brown dog barked loudly. Brown answers the question, which one? The brown dog. It tells more about the noun. So it's an adjective. Brown is an adjective. Color words are often adjectives. What shows action in this sentence? The brown dog barked. Barked is the verb, shows action. And how did the dog bark? Loudly. Remember, adverbs often end in ly. The brown dog barked loudly. So your paper should look like this. Let's try one more sentence. The wild deer ran quickly. The wild deer ran quickly. Deer would be what part of speech? It's a thing. Deer is going to be a noun. It's going to go right there. And what did the deer do? The deer ran. Ran shows action. There's your verb. What kind of deer? It's a wild deer. Wild is the adjective that describes the deer. And how did it bark? How did it run? It ran quickly, and there's that word ending in ly. That's always a big clue. That's probably your adjective if it ends in ly. Your adverb ends in ly. I know that Mrs. Hovhanessian is planning some fun Shirley review lessons with you and the Shirley Jeopardy game, and those things are going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks with her, because I know she usually teaches grammar, and she is working on some fun things for you. Let's take a look at our word a day. We've added these 4 words this week: favor, pause, giggle, and ridiculous. So I'm going to leave those words there for you to look at as I read a little review. This word describes something that's very silly. What word would that be of these 4? Silly or ridiculous. You might do this when you see something that's ridiculous. You might giggle. You might giggle at it. You might do this for someone who needs help. You might do them a favor. When you do this, you take a short break from what you're doing. You take a pause. As she reads, our teacher likes to blank to ask us questions about the story. If she takes a break in teaching, she takes a pause. I wrote a blank story about a dancing pig that wears a wig. Probably a ridiculous story. Jenny began to blank as she watched the monkeys playing at the zoo. Giggle. Please do me a blank and pick up the book that I dropped. A favor. My videographer is doing me a favor by videoing each of these sessions every day, and I appreciate that. I thank her for the favor. I believe we'll stop there with our word of the day portion of this. And let me check what we were going to do now. Oh, yes. let's go ahead and get out your personal clock. We've not had those out in a while. Get out your personal clock. If you can't find it right away, you can just follow along with what I'm doing. I'm going to give you a tough one right off the bat. Can you show me 3:19 on your personal clock? Or you can't actually show me because I can't see it. But do your best to show 3:19, and then I am going to let you compare it to my clock. 3:19. Your hour hand should be between the 3 o'clock and the 4 o'clock, between the 3 and 4. It's 19 minutes after 3. So the hour hand is a little bit after the 3, and your minute hand, what comes right before 20? 19. This is what your clock should look like, 3:19. Go ahead and show me 3:30 on your clock face. 3:30. I keep saying show me. I know you can't show me. But go ahead and put 3:30 on yours and then compare it. Another way of saying 3:30 is 3:30, and it should look like this. Your hour hand's halfway between the 3 and 4. And it's halfway, it's made its way halfway around. 3:30. I have a clock challenge for you now. If it's 3:30 now, in 1 1/2 hours, show what time it would be. 3:30 now, so 1 1/2 hour from now. I know it's a challenge, but I bet you can do it. Think about what's happening. Time is going by. If we go all the way around back to 4:30, 1 hour has gone by. From 3:30 to 4:30 is 1 hour. But then there's another half hour. I said 1 1/2 hour from now. So a half an hour would be halfway back around. So from 3:30 to 5 o'clock is 1 1/2 hours. So good for you if you figured that one out. Do some challenges yourself at home. And the last thing we're going to do is focus on some mixed numbers. I just told you to move the clock ahead by 1 1/2 hours. 1 whole hour, and then this 1/2 is a fraction. So remember, a mixed number is the mixture of a whole number and a fraction. On your paper or whiteboard, write the mixed number to represent 3 whole cookies and 1/3 of a cookie. What mixed number would that be? On your paper, write the mixed number representing 3 whole cookies and 1/3 of a cookie. I hope you put this, 3, the whole number 3, and the fraction 1/3. What about 5 cartons of milk and 3/4 of a carton of milk? 5 whole cartons and 3/4 of a carton. Your mixed number should look like this. And our very last problem, I see 1, 2, 3 squares, but all of the squares are colored in or shaded in. 1, 2, 3. This last one, 3 of the 4 are shaded. So we would write 3 3/4 to represent what you see there. We started our week with a patriotic song. So we're going to end our week with a patriotic song, or at least a little portion of it. Goodbye, boys and girls.